All right, I'm at home with my brand new Apple Watch Ultra. This is the box that it comes in. It's very much a departure from any other Apple products I've seen. The box is just a plain heavyweight paper without that sort of almost rubbery plasticized coating that we've come to associate with almost every Apple product for, I don't know, a long time. But like I said, very different box. Here it shows it. It's just an Ultra titanium case, as they all are. I've got the green Alpine loop, which is sort of the Velcro-y, I don't know, they kind of bill it as being sort of mountain climby, as opposed to the ocean loop or one of the other, there are three other ones. There's another fabric band as well. So here it is. I have not opened it. I have no idea what I'm going to find inside. Well, I have an idea, but so let's see. There is, we always like to try to do it without damaging the packaging, right? But I'm sure it's made not to be too, oh, there we go. What do you know? All right. Oh, there we go. Well, that's kind of a neat presentation. Okay, so, hey, the mountains. All right, so that's the outer box. I kind of like the idea of it being something that's not as plasticky in that. So in my book, kudos Apple. So little thing here. So yeah, you see the Alpine loop, the ocean loop, which is kind of a rubbery, lumpy thing, and this trail loop, which I imagine would get really stinky. So really easily. So little instructions on how to do basic stuff. And we'll see some of the features of this watch. It's got this bigger dial that's a lot more knurly to be easier to operate with gloves. The side button can be used to do any number of things, but it's got a lot of different settings. So here it's got a 3 microphone array, which is supposed to try to figure out the best of the best reception and go with that. The titanium case with notice that the lens does not protrude up at all. The lens is flush with the case itself. And on the other side, there's this other larger one that's supposed to be easy to operate with gloves. That's, an action button in international orange. We'll see. So it's also got a dual frequency and dual antenna GPS that's supposed to be a lot more accurate than other prior Apple Watch GPSs. It's got an 86 decibel siren, that's significant. It's not, not like a car alarm, but that's fairly loud for something this size. And it's an always-on display, and it's supposedly the brightest one yet, being coming in at 2,000 nits. It's got all kinds of functionality, a better compass, backtracking, all that. So we'll get into the functionality later. For now, let's just see what we've got in the package. So let's see, do we have the ubiquitous Apple sticker? No, just a little lawyer page. Okay, so next we've got 2 boxes in the boxes. And these ones do have that sort of rubbery, the Apple finish here. So it appears this would be the Alpine loop wristband here. So let's see. And there it is. So another lawyer page, little bit of, and inside the box, there's a little bit more how to do very basic things like use a watch band and the watch band itself. So let's see here. Easy out. Nothing more to it than that. Oh, or is there? A piece of foam in there. Okay. So there's the watch band. It comes in different sizes. I got the large one because I have pretty big wrists. Let's see how this compares. So this is an Apple Watch Series 3. that I've had since Apple Watch Series 3 was the new thing, which I got for running a half marathon several years ago. But at the time, it was good for, this is the cellular version with the red cap. At the time, the battery was good for me to run a half marathon at, I'm not very fast, run a half marathon while streaming music on Spotify to wireless. In that case, there were some Beats wireless earbuds, and use the GPS to track where I had been, map where I had been, and get my pace times and all that, and still have enough battery life at the end to use the watch and to make a phone call to get a ride home. And in that case, I was a little worried that I was going to run out of battery towards the end, and I think I did stop streaming music about 10 minutes from the end, which turns out to be unnecessary, but it seemed like it was cutting it close, but it was adequate for all of that. And it was nice, very nice. This is the first time I'd had an Apple Watch that would allow me to get home or leave my phone at home and not have to carry that along on a run. That was really nice. So anyway, that's this old thing. And you see this new band this is an Apple Watch 3 Nike one. You see the band is on this Alpine loop it's wider. It's fairly, no, it's not as, I thought the edges would feel kind of sharp and gross, but they're not too bad. So, okay, so let's see the watch. Right here, so here's the box. Again, that Apple plasticky finish. This is the watch image is raised just slightly. Whereas this one's completely flat, but in any case, a slight relief to this. So, okay, forgive me, I just pulled this one off. My phone decides to keep freezing up. Why? I do not know. So, let's see here. Open the other side up. And the big reveal. There it is. There's a phone cord there, or a charging cord there, and the watch itself. Let's see here. Oh, of course I do it, so you have to give it at least a little bit of a tear. And there it is. Slick. All kinds of sensors and whatnot on the back. It's a really, with some Torx screws on the back, sort of gives it a sort of a techie look. See the button on this side is slightly raised above the case. The case being raised out quite a bit there. The finish on the titanium is less grainy looking, and I don't know how it's going to look on camera, but it has a slightly grainy appearance to it, but not as much as I thought it would. It feels smooth but textured. I don't know how to put it. Just like a very subtle texture to it. And there's that button with the international orange there, the siren, speaker, the 3 microphone array. Huh, okay, well, let's see here. Compared to this Series 7, it is definitely larger. Let's see if I can sort of line it up here. Yeah, it's larger. Would I say it's bulky? Yeah, I think I'd go so far as to say it's kind of bulky. Is it a lot thicker? Yeah, a little bit, but not as much as I thought it would be. So it's definitely a bigger watch, no doubt about it. So let's see here. As I thumbed my nose at looking at the instructions before. Okay, so we're going to put this on with the loops to the outside. Let's see here. Schlick. And okay. The band itself, the fittings on it are titanium as well with a matching finish. Nice. And let's see how this thing fits. I have a 205 millimeter wrist about, which is, let's see here. Oh, the watch has come to life. Okay, so it kind of ratchets just a little bit on your wrist. And let's see. Okay, that feels pretty good so far. I mean, heck. And what does this say? Now it's telling me something. Okay, different languages, phone, something. Apple Watch. Apple Watch, okay, yeah. And so it's just telling me things in a bunch of different languages. But, okay, so far, what am I seeing here? I'm not going to get into the functionality of it too much. I just wanted to, at a base level, show you what's in the box. And, you know, initial impressions of the feel of the phone, the watch itself. Oh, I've got really big hands, so struggling out of the band is not the most unusual thing. So, these iPhone cameras do tend to force perspective and exaggerate things quite a bit. But it is definitely a larger phone, or gosh doggone it, watch. I'm looking here, so the Series 3 here, which is very similar in size, and then by the way, this is the larger watch. Of the two. So, you know, you get the smaller or larger watch in each series. But I don't know if it is coming across here, but it seems like the titanium of the case, or the glass of the case, is the same footprint as the entire watch here, and the metal part of this case is what's bigger. So it is a very bright display so far. And I don't know how to get it past all this yet. Oh, there we go. English, United States. Open the Apple Watch app on your phone and start. Okay, so we'll start doing that here, and I'll start that video next. But here it is. I like the feel of that. It's very smooth. This is kind of a quiet button. You definitely feel the indent, whereas this one's got a little click to it. This one does not. Okay. So we'll get the phone going and get that paired up. But there it is, the new Apple Watch Ultra. Very kind of glossy all around the back. Different than the Series 3, which has this sort of metallic texture to it, which seemed really cool when it came out, but it seems kind of meh now. But this is very like a glass back. And it's hard to tell if this feels like a separate piece. It feels like it's a separate piece. And these are the releases for the watch band itself. The watch band is actually more comfortable initially than I thought it would be. It has a softness to it. I thought these edges would be sort of sharp, but they're not. All right, it's a good looking watch, I think, so far. I'm really happy with it. It's definitely bulky. Not prohibitively so. If you wear a dive watch, then it wouldn't bother you at all. A lot of times for dress occasions and that, I have an Omega Seamaster, and I don't think this thing's going to feel a lot more bulky than that. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this has been somewhat informative, and I'll get into the functionality on the next video.